Hey, it's Dave from Privy, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create an ad on Facebook using the Ads Manager tool. After you log into Facebook, in the top right you'll see a little arrow. Click that and then scroll down and click on Create Ad. Facebook gives you a bunch of different goals that you can set for your campaign, but for this example we're going to use send people to your website. For the majority of the campaigns that you're going to be running on Facebook, you're going to be driving people to your website or maybe a landing page. So we'll focus on that today. So click on send people to your website. And now you're going to input the URL where you want people to go to. So maybe this is your website, maybe this is a landing page. In my case, I want people to sign up for my newsletter. So I have a landing page for that. I'm going to copy that link and paste it in here. And now we're going to get to targeting. The first thing you're going to do is set who you want to see this ad. So you can get really broad and also get really narrow. For your first set of Facebook ads, my advice would be to start with something in the middle. Don't go super broad, so don't say people in Boston, but don't go really, really narrow. So let's use Boston as the location. So first thing you're going to do is pick the location. So I'm going to type in Boston. And I'm going to set this to, you can pick between 50, 25, and 10 miles. So I'm going to say 10 miles. If you want to get even more targeted, you can add in a specific zip code. So I'm going to use the zip code that's right around my office, so 02111. And that's going to add that as well. But you'll notice that now the audience definition has gone really narrow. Just because this is kind of a small area, that's a little too narrow to focus on. So I'm going to remove that. And you'll see that this is right in the middle. Not too specific, not too broad. Then you're going to set the age. Think about your audience, who's most likely to make a purchase or do what you're trying to get them to do. So I'm going to set age from 21 to 65. That's fine. Doesn't matter if it's men or women. You can also choose to target a particular language, but I'm going to leave that. If you click on more demographics, you'll be able to pick some other things based on people's Facebook preferences. So maybe you want to reach people that have a certain education. So maybe you want to reach grad students, or maybe you want to reach people that have a particular job or are working in a particular industry. Facebook makes that really easy to do that. So you just scroll down, click on industry, and here you can say, okay, I'm trying to reach people that are in, let's see, sales. So this is going to give me all the salespeople that are on Facebook in Boston between the ages of 21 and 65. And then if you go down even further, you can target particular interests. So now that we've set the industry, this is defined by what people have set on their Facebook page. So maybe they are interested in dating and fitness. Let's say gyms. So people that are interested in dating and gyms that are working in sales in Boston. Pretty broad. And then if you go to behaviors, this is a little bit more advanced, but one of the things that you can do here that we like to recommend is you can target mobile users. So we've looked at our Privy data and saw that there's a better conversion rate when you target people that are on their mobile device. Maybe the intent is a little bit higher, maybe it's just a better person for you to target. So in this example, if you click on mobile device user, I can select all the people. If I go mobile devices by operating system, I can say, so I want sales, dating, gyms in Boston, but I want people that are on Android and iOS. I usually use these two because these are the two biggest platforms, and this is where most of the engagement will happen. So that's some pretty basic targeting. And now if I go down, one additional thing you can do here is under connections, you'll see the default is all. But if you click on advanced connection targeting, you can choose to limit this ad to people who either are or are not connected to your page. So I want to target people that are not already fans on Facebook. So I'm going to type in the name of my page and I'm going to say, exclude this ad from people who are connected to Dave's Driving Range. That's the name of my fake business. But But if you want to include people, you can leave that on as well. The other cool thing you can do here, maybe you're a brand that has a couple of competitors that have a ton of people on Facebook and you want to target those people. So you can include people in this ad set who are connected to maybe Chipotle. Say you're a fast food place. I want to also target people who like the Chipotle Facebook page, or I want to target all the people who like the Boston Red Sox on Facebook. You can do that here. Just type the name of the page and you should get an option that comes up and you can add that. The last thing you're going to do is set your budget. I typically like to set a budget of around $10 a day. So we've seen a lot of people be really successful with small dollars a day on Facebook, but the minimum really seems to be about $10. So I'm going to change this $5 to 10. And I'm going to do lifetime budget. You can either do per day or lifetime budget, but I'm going to set a lifetime budget of $100. So this is going to run for 10 days. You can set the actual date range that you want. This should update. Yep. So it's going to run for 10 days, spending $10 each day. And then bidding, I don't usually touch this. Optimize for website clicks seems to work really well. Not something that you have to get overly concerned with. So that's it. That's the basics of how to create a Facebook ad. My recommendation would be start with small dollars. Before you publish this ad, go down and add a couple of images. Facebook gives you one default image, but it's best to add 2 or 3 so you can test different images and really get a sense of what works. Oftentimes we've seen that the ad that you think is going to perform the best doesn't. So add a bunch of images, and Facebook makes this really easy. If you click on Browse Library, they have a integration with Shutterstock, so they give you about 1 million images that you can choose from, so you can upload your own. But if you want to just browse for a couple stock images, you can do that as well. So and type in Boston. This is going to give me a bunch of free Shutterstock images that I can use of Boston. Test a couple images, and that's it. You've created your first Facebook ad. Go get it out there, learn some stuff, come back in here and do it again.